Take 4 minutes to first horse on course, please.
Just a few minutes to go until the first of our riders, Philip Lever from Victoria, on a big scopy horse, Billionaire NZPH, will be coming into our arena. Walked the track earlier with riders and course builder Graham Watts. On that far side, on the foresight side, where our camera position is, 1 to 2 going to the yellow Oxer, an early 8, we think, and that was verified by Clem Smith. 3 to 4 is more of a positive 7, and we'll ride this course with Philip in 2 seconds. And really, in front of the VIP on a curved line, 7 strides going in to the treble and 7 strides into the wall with a little distraction and the background at the wall. Philip Lever having a great show, and this particular horse showing stacks of promise.
So we have 2 on course. That'll be 1 to James A, 2 to Sam, 3 to Clem, 4 to Gemma, 5 to Jamie, 6 to Georgia, 7 to Willinga, and 8 to Rachel. Next to join the warm-up with me, please.
$5,000 to the winner of the Shepherd Electrical Mini Prix. $87 seconds time allowed in the first round. Here we go, Philip Lever on the great horse Billionaire.
Don't forget to get a big press with Jennifer on the far side of the arena with outgate. We have games on course round 1 to 10, please. 2 to 10, 3 to Gemma, 4 to Jamie, 5 to Georgia, 6 to Olivia, 7 to Rachel, 8 to Nick, and Sarah Dean will warm up next, please.
No jumping, 5-time Phil Lever and billionaire. As we welcome back from the US tour, James Arkin, Yalambi Jaguar.
Okay, riders, can you please enter the arena on...
Well done, James. Tough out there at the office this morning.
On the far side of the arena.
Time was good. Time allowed 87 seconds, 82.08 the time taken. 4 rails down, 16 jumping. James to go back to the US in January. And I have it on good authority that he's bought himself a horse that he believes will be a great international prospect for Australia. So James, with a half an eye on Paris next year, goes back to the US in January and jumps straight on to his new 3-star horse. From New Zealand, Samuel Kettle, GNZ. Sam, who has made the decision to move from New Zealand permanently, base herself here in Australia, to jump at shows like Willinga. Samuel, very positive off the Willinga fence, 6 and 7 strides. This last fence, it's 1.45 meters in height in front of the VIP. Well done, Sam. Samuel and Kettle, GNZ.
Jenner, 1, 2 to
16 jumping, 3 time, a total of 19. Had a day off from the saddle yesterday, visited the sites from Queensland. It's Clem Smith recharged his batteries and he is ready to go. Rides in both the Mini Prix this morning and the Grand Prix, the Forsyth Grand Prix. Had a chat with Clem earlier on course. We both feel 1 to 2 is on the 8. Let's see how Clem and Quantico 12 tackle this great course set by Graham Watts. Time allowed, 87 seconds in the first round. And Clem, just an announcement please, 89 seconds Graham Watts just ducked in to say, could you please put your hand in the air if you've acknowledged, thank you. 89 seconds now, competitors.
What was Phil's time?
Out 2 more seconds, from 87 to 89 seconds in the first round.
What was Phil's time? So he's still got time though.
Clem Smith, Quantico. Time was good. Time allowed is 89 seconds. The new time allowed has been set, 89 seconds, 86.59. Unfortunately, the 4 rails, 16 jump penalties. Gemma Crichton. Gemma rides Allen 111. Still a relatively new ride. Goes a very positive 7 on that long side. Just been riding Allen 111 for 3 months. First rider to ride a really wide line on the 8 and the 8. Tactics at play. Really positive 9. This 145 vertical. Great job. Outstanding.
We have Jamie on four. That's one to Georgia, two for Olivia.
Gemma Crichton.
5 to Kirby.
Great round.
7 to Aaron. 8 to Shane, and next to John warm-up will be Philip.
Gemma Crichton, no time, no jumping. Jamie winning Kermond on course with Bossa Nova, NZPH. How unlucky. 1 metre 45 vertical. 89.53 the time taken. 1 time penalty for jumping, a total of 5.
7 to 8 to Philip. Next into the warm-up will be Mel, please.
Gemma Crichton, one and only clear round. Allen, 1:11. All clear, and time 85.70. Time allowed is 89 seconds in the first round. Georgie Bousset from New Zealand, Anna Vitesse. Graham Watt's asking these riders to travel at 375 metres per minute. He wants them to travel faster. Had the rail, but it was a great ride on the 7 and the 7. A lot of the riders thought that Graham Watts wouldn't miss them, and such is proving to be the case. But it is finals day, and of course, the Shepherd Electrical Mini Prix is programmed as a spectacular, and by golly it is. One of our most prestigious events over the 4 days of jumping, and a course to reflect that prestige. Just the one clear, Gemma Crichton, Allen, 111. As we welcome from Queensland, a real talent in the saddle, this young lady, Olivia Hamoud, and Olivia rides Yacala Casey, Sue Knox's Yacala stud. I know that Olivia thinks a lot of this horse. Looks a picture on the 8 strides, 1 to 2.
If anybody's looking for a shoe, come see me down in the arena.
First rider to do the 10 in some time. You can't teach this. You either got it or you haven't. To the last fence, 1.45 m in height. What a round! Outstanding, international standing. Our viewers overseas and all around Australia putting their hands together in the living rooms for Olivia Hamoud. That was a technician at work. She thought that through. She had a plan. It was executed down to the last half stride. It was precision. Olivia Hamoud, clear round. Yacala Casey. Rachel Lee from the Central Coast of New South Wales. Rachel, well known in eventing circles and very much a name now in show jumping. Rachel rides Amigo.
We have Nick Encore, that makes 130.
Well done, Rachel, just inside the time of 89 seconds, 88.14. Total of 8.
We have Shane in the warm-up.
But credit to Rachel, that would be one of the biggest and technical tracks that she now has faced on her upward show jumping career. Great job. Nick Taliana, he loves this horse. Aidsman, real sympathetic rider. Talianas really give their horses plenty of time to develop. And again, for this combination, this would be right up there in terms of height and technicality. It's Nick Taliana, Aidsman. Nick would be delighted with that ride. Come on, Nick, bring it home. We're all with you. Clear. Jumping one time. Time allowed is 89 seconds. Nick and Aidsman go round in 90 seconds. 1 second over time. But in context, Nick, I know he will be absolutely delighted with Aidsman. That was an outstanding ride. Hence the big pat. Well done, mate. Now, if these two cheeky Charlies go through to the jump off, watch out, because they are super fast. The lady in the saddle is formerly from the UK. She's very much an Australian now. You'd want Sarah Duggan in the trenches with you. She is an absolute fighter. She rides to win, and she rides her great partner. He loves this horse, lots of winnings, but they are fast. Sarah Duggan, Dublin. To the last fence. There's a hush around the stadium. Great job. What a jump off we are having. All clear and a fast time, proving my point. 89 seconds time allowed, all clear. 83.42 would be the fastest of our clear rounds.
Six to Pepper, 7 to Robert, 8 to Will, next to Jeremy Warnock will be Eva.
What a talent in the saddle, young Annalise Wanzi. And Annalise rides Texas, young rider with a massive future. Meter 45, the last fence. Cracking job, Annalise Wanzi. The one rail, 4 faults in 83.42. Now, here's where it gets interesting. That might not be the end of Annalise's day. 12 combinations go forward into our second round, and they will be seeded. Hence my reason for pointing out that Sarah Duggan is the fastest of our clear rounds, and she's looking to get the sit. She knows she'll be carrying 0 faults into the next round, and at the moment she'll come out last, which will be absolutely to an advantage. So 4 faults may be enough to qualify top 12. Aaron Hadlow, the 8 strides on Justin Wilkinson's Sarah Stiletto. Great job, Aaron Hadlow. And just mentioning again, so Graham Watts is asking these riders to ride at 375 meters per minute. Why? Because the rest of the world is, and we don't always do that here. We do a lot of jump riding at 350 meters per minute, and the course builders are saying, guys, we've got to ride faster. That line from the double 10 AB to 11 is in the jump off, and Aaron gets there on the 9. It walks 10. Olympian and silver medalist Shane Rose and Easy Turn. A masterclass, 7 to the 7. A little weight in the 10. Come on, Shane, to this last fence. Great round. Outstanding. He's not a silver medalist of Olympic prowess for nothing. All clear. 83.99, and didn't Shane work so hard for that brilliant clear? And we'll see Shane Rose an easy turn in our second round. I predicted this would shape up to be such an exciting class, and by golly it is. Now, is there a more exciting, using that operative word, horse in Australia than the bubbly, the effervescent Lomachenko? An exciting jumping horse, capable to be ridden by Philip Lever. Has won already at this show. Watch this horse go. Phil Lever, Lomachenko. Lomachenko on the 10 strides, as Graham Watts designed this course. "15 years in Europe, he didn't learn nothing. That was outstanding." We want this horse in the jump off. Come on, Philip. 145 vertical. Stands off a country mile and jumps it. A crowd favourite. Lomachenko loves it too, bucking up behind. And look at Phil. He is absolutely delighted. Stood off the metre 45 vertical and jumped it for Australia. All clear. 81.85. Melissa Blair and the beautiful mare that is Zadora. Melissa Blair having a great show. Look at this mare with Melissa in the plate, jumping the house down. Climbs out of the oxer. Come on, Melissa, this last fence. Outstanding again. What a second round we are going to have. Great to see Zadora jumping so well. Melissa Blair on point. All clear. 85.92. This is shaping up to be a legendary mini Prix.
7 to carry and 8 to stand. Next in the warm-up will be James A.
I keep harping on about the rhythm that Jess Brown brings to the show jumping arena. This will be one of their biggest tasks. With the stallion casting, it will need all of Jess Brown's skill set. Main rider for Team Equus, it's Jess Brown and the stallion casting. A really solid round. Really solid round. One for the future. Unfortunately today, 3 down, 12 faults. But you saw how Jess got her 10 strides through the middle. Defense 6. Answered the call. Can you ride at 375 meters per minute and be accurate? And Jess Brown certainly answered that call. Yes, she can. Little green casting at this level and will be much better for that round. Tessa Lil, Yalambi's horse from WA, Rory Hobble's operation. Yalambi's Key Largo. 6 clears at this point, 12 horses going forward into the next round.
Thank you, mate.
Well ridden. Tess Yalambi's Key Largo. Great morning out at the office. And we may well see them back for our second round. 4 faults in 84.85. Great job, Tessa. Robert Palm. been knocking on the door of something over the last 4 days. Robert rides Halcyon's Dark Knight. Well done, Robert Palm.
We have William on course. That makes one to even.
Just the one rail, 4 faults. We may well see Robert back. And don't worry, classes have been won of this nature on 4 faults in the first round. And then jumping fast and clear in the second. It can be done.
And next in the lineup will be Prix.
Got you, sir. Thanks, Morgan. Will Matthew. Will rides KPH Madison. One of the great young blokes on the show jumping circuit. With his partner Sarah Ryan, heavily involved in racing. Sarah doing a top job. But today's all about the jumping. And this boy can ride. Former jockey to Vicky Roycroft. And best wishes to Vicky, who I see is now back in the saddle. Well done, Will. I would imagine KPH Madison and Will Matthews, this would be, again, one of the biggest tracks for that combination going forward. Not so much the jockey, but more the horse. A couple of little bits of housework quickly in JPR Equestrian Ring 2, the Adeline Dobbin Real Estate, metre 5, and the Liz Watson metre 5. Looking for horses right now, please. Over in Ring 2. Sarah looking for horses, and just quickly a silver iPhone 14 in a clear case somewhere on the showground. Please see Rachel Lee. Silver iPhone 14 in a clear case, been lost on the showground. Rachel Lee is your contact. Eva Rasmussen. Love your work. 1 to 2. Eva Rasmussen to Lara Windstorm. Saw a distance from the beach to fence 2. Well done, Eva. It was only a couple of seasons ago when Eva Rasmussen was jumping around 1 metre 10s in the amateur divisions. Now look at her having a real crack at this wonderful 145 height. She really is quite inspirational, that lady. There will be a grading for the arenas between rounds 1 and 2 competitors. There will be a grading. Sarah McMillan on, again, a relatively new ride. Fairview, Cambridge. Stewie Jenkins, rider's rep, formerly had the horse. And Sarah McMillan doing an outstanding job as the new pilot.
And riders, they will be rolling the arena between sections.
Well done, Sarah. Got the horse on New Year's Day, and so again you can appreciate one of their bigger classes in that new partnership they're forming. And Sarah making sure she was dead set right, coming out of the combination into her wall. In context, a great round. Now, Sarah Duggan, already clear with Dublin, and with Oaks Diamantina is forming an absolutely brilliant partnership. Eight strides, 1 to 2. Riding for Team Priestley, really out of the placings in their first dozen or so outings. Outstanding. Remember, 4 faults may qualify. Unlucky, just ran a little deep at the last fence. Didn't need that. 8 faults, otherwise top draw round. Time of that is 89 seconds. Combination took 84.72. 8 or so riders left to come. Philip Lever is our fastest clear at this point. Lomachenko, 81.85. Sarah Duggan, that you've just seen with Dublin. Shane Rose, easy turn. Gemma Crichton, Allen, 111. Melissa Blair and Zadora. And Olivia Hamoud. Wow, who could forget that round? Yakala Casey, there are 6 clears. 12 combinations going forward into our second round. Real brave combination again, these two. Kelly Bridgeland and Showtime Burrow.
We have Kelly on course, 1 to Sam, 2 to James, 3 to Gemma, 4 to Brooke, 5 to Clem, 6 to Philip.
So brave, those two, absolutely. They try and try. Kelly Bridgeland, it's a big track for those guys. They nearly nailed it too. Just the 2 rails, 8 faults, 88.28 the time taken. Now then, from New Zealand, it's Sam Whale, and Sam rides Idle D. Bubbly forward canter. If you've just joined us, Graham Watts has set speed on course at 375 metres per minute. The short version of that is you've got to get moving and be accurate. Solid round, wasn't it? Sam Whale, idle D. Nothing idle about that at all. 12 faults.
2 to Brooke, 3 to Clement, 4 to Phillip.
James Arkins, 12 faults, 84.92, the time taken. Rothwaite, cover girl, already a winner at the 4 days of jumping at Willinga. James, who will go back to the United States in January. And he'll pick up his new 3-star ride with a view to bolstering the coffers of the teams going forward for selection next year, obviously an Olympic year. Well, that was dreadfully unlucky. It was going so well. A couple of the riders mentioned that that wall may pose an issue jumping into the warm-up area. Rothwaite cover girl appears to be okay, as does James. Thankfully, medic just quickly checking him over. Horse looks absolutely fine. But obviously, horse welfare, absolute priority here in the sport of show jumping. A horse that Gemma Crichton has owned since a 2-year-old. It's Silksbridge, the "it's" prefix on a lot of the Crichton family's horses. Already clear with Allen, 1:11. Second ride from Queensland. It's Gemma Crichton. It's Silksbridge. Professional that she is, feels that her great campaigner, It's Silksbridge, just not their day, so she tips her hat and says, that'll do me. Already in the jump off with Allen, 1:11. He won the Futurity yesterday, the Coolmore Futurity. What a great class that was too. From Victoria, it's Brooke Dobbin. And this horse going particularly well. And the jockeyship of Brooke, it's Gina MVNZ, a New Zealand bred horse. Six clears, 12 combinations going forward into the next round. Dobbin family having a great 4 days at Willinga. Brooke Dobbin, Gina, MV, NZ. Masterful. He nearly got there too early into these treble. Did a great job to come out. The crowd poised, VIP on the edge of their seats, right in front of you, meter 45. Great job, has a little roll. Rolled in the cups, but it's there. 84.64. And the Dobbin run of form continues. Brooke Dobbin, we will see that combination into our second round. All clear, 84.64. And wow, how well he rode. Coming off that Willinga Park Oxer, nearly got there too early. Had to really work to come out on the 7. And then again, the 7 strides to his wall. Great job. We would love to see this gentleman into our second round. It's Clem Smith from Queensland. Casino GNZ. Unlucky Clem. 8 jumping one time, total of 9, 89.99. We'll see Clem also in our Foresight Grand Prix. Now, here's what we know. Phil Lever and Lomachenko went around for the fastest clear round to this point, 81.85. Therefore, in our seeded second round, Philip knows that Lomachenko will come out last. There's only one person that can affect that result. That's Philip himself. The second ride for this outstanding Victorian rider, Oakes, Van Dyke, and Phil Lever. Philip calls for oxygen over number 2. Incredible. Now he frees up. He gets the 10 strides. As course designer Graham Watts designed. Now the 7 and the 7. On point. Clever riding on the 9 strides. 1 fence from home, Phil Lever. Good man. And you won't mind me saying he just had to wait there. That was all the skills in the world. He spent 15 years jumping around the shows in Europe, and boy, oh boy, does it show. The man is a genius in the saddle. That is the last of the horses in our first round. 12 horses going forward. And Oaks, Van Dyke and Phil Lever will certainly be one of them. I'll just get the official draw from our esteemed judges, and we'll back shortly. But 12 horses going forward into the second round of the Shepherd Electrical Mini Prix. It's put in the program as a spectacular, and it certainly is proving to be so. Absolute spectacular. Back shortly.
had it on.
And welcome to our viewers on the live streaming from New Zealand, United States, Japan, Germany, Belgium, Canada, the Netherlands, France, Indonesia, Fiji, Latvia, great, and of course the UK, and then again all around Australia. So international coverage on the live streaming, and welcome to show jumping from us in Australia to you in Latvia. Twelve combinations going forward into the second round of the Shepherd Electrical Mini Prix. Philip Lever owns 3 of them: Billionaire, NZHP, Oaks Van Dyke, and Last Out with Lomachenko. In front of Philip, coming out second last, Sarah Duggan, Dublin. Dublin and Lomachenko, absolute characters of the show jumping world. Horses with a great determination to get to the other side, and fast. Aaron Hadlow will be first out, carrying 4 from the first round. Competitors in our first class in the JPR Equestrian Ring 2, 24A and 24B, the Alan Dobbin Real Estate Meter 5 and the Liz Watson Meter 5. We're looking for horses now. If riders in Ring 1 have any representation in Ring 2, please let Belinda know. As we're about to begin the second round of this ultra exciting Shepherd Electrical Mini Prix.
Okay, they're ready to go. First to the gate is Aaron. Second, Ali. Third, Phil. 4, Nick. 5, Phil. 6, Olivia. 7, Melissa. 8, Gemma. 9, Brooke. 10, Jane. 11, Sarah. 12, Phil.
This second round now up to heights of 1.50 meters. Justin Wilkinson, I'm sure, will be watching the live streaming at home as his wonderful horse, Sarah Stiletto, and Aaron Hadlow will be first out in our jump off. What a remarkable partnership they formed in a relatively short time. Justin has got the right man on the job. Sarah Stiletto, one imagines from Sarah Casiago, no longer with us, unfortunately. The Chug's great stallion. Time allowed in the second round, 68 seconds, as we welcome into the ring our first competitor of 12 in the second round of the Shepherd's Electrical Mini Prix, starting in front of the grandstand, fence 14 to 15 to 2. That's our first line. I'm thinking possibly 7 strides to 8 strides. All will be revealed. Time allowed in the second round, 68 seconds. And this was one of our fastest in the first round. He really set sail with the great mare. First to go, Justin Wilkinson's horse, ridden by Aaron Hadlow. It's Sarah Stiletto, carrying 4. Apparently the commentator knows what he's talking about. 7 to 8 strides. Rattles the cup on the 7, still there. Nine in the first round, 9 in the second, to the last fence in front of the VIP. Meter 50. What a round! Aaron Hadlow. That was amazing. It was brilliant. It was from the top draw. 59.19. You could almost hear Justin Wilkinson screaming down from Tamworth. He'll be out of that lounge. Great stuff, Aaron Hadlow. All clear. Finished on 4 over the 2 rounds, 59.19 as now. The young lady with a massive future. Some have described her as simply world class. Annalise Wanzi, Texas, stands off the first. Inside to the triple bar. Now she scurries. Gets away from the corner, it's away from the wall.
We have Philip on course. 1 to Nick, 2 to Phil, 3 to Leah, 4 to Mel, 5 to Gemma, 6 to Brooke. 7 defends 8 to Sarah and 9 to Philip.
Phil Lever now, the first of 3 rides, and he rides Billionaire. Carrying 3 from the first round, now on 7. This big scopy horse, really one for the future. To this 1.50 meter vertical. Lovely round, Phil. First, as I say, of 3 rides and outlast with Lomachenko. Three in the first, 5 in the second, a total of 8 across the 2 rounds. Nick Taliana carrying 1 from the first. Nick and Aidsman already turning into his great mate. Mentioned earlier how the Talianas are particularly quiet on the development of their horses. Let them build confidence, and this would be a biggest ask as Aidsman and Nick have seen. Carrying 1. Nick Taliana and Aidsman. Can these guys go clear? If they could, the roof might not come off this great grandstand. A little roll of the pole, it's still rolling, but it's still there. Now, 9 or 10. Saw his line, the crowd lean forward. Nick Taliana to 1.50 meters. Great round, Nick. And appreciated by this large crowd. We are building excitement, excitement. A marvelous clear round. No wonder he gives that horse the biggest hug ever. Well, outside of his wife, that is. But over the 2, fantastic. Aidsman, you superstar. You've earned your oats this evening. 2 rounds, just the 1 fault. And so could it be won on 1 fault? You bet your life it could be. Philip Lever on a second ride. Just jumped off Billionaire. He now will be given some time to prepare Oaks Van Dyke. And didn't Oaks Van Dyke get in the air? So right now, a look at the scoreboard shows us, after that amazing ride from Nick Taliana, who's still out the back, patting Aidsman so well. It's great to see wonderful sportsmanship on display. But these guys love their horses. And hopefully our friends in Latvia have just seen Nick Taliana and Aidsman being broadcast all around the world. Lots of viewers in Europe and in the United States. Big hello to lots of Australians based in the US at the moment. And as mentioned earlier, that's where James Arkins is about to go back to in January, joining Michelle Lang McMahon and Dave Cameron and others. Next year, Olympic year in Paris, obviously, and lots of Australians looking to put their name forward for team selection, and James Arkins, as already suggested, he has purchased a horse which he feels is of international caliber, already jumping 3-star in the United States, which bodes well for the depth that we hopefully will be picking from to get our very best team to represent Australia in Paris next year. Great money on offer in the United States for our Australian riders. As we look at the horses still to come, Shane Rose, our Olympian, well, he's no stranger to speed. He's third last out, that is, with Easy Turn. And then the bubbly jockey that is Sarah Duggan, and the equally bubbly Dublin, second last out. Then our next rider out now on Oaks Van Dyke, and he will be coming out with Lomachenko. And Graham Watts has built a magnificent course again, giving us great sport in this jump off. And it's our judges that are being really benevolent towards Phil Lever. They understand he's just jumped off one horse onto another. Interesting fact about our judges. For example, Graham Watts, level 3 course designer. Not many people know that Michael Archer, our senior judge, has been judging for many years now. And the more you get to work with these guys, you realize that the FEI tax them. They have to do various levels of commitment year on year. And Michael himself, I believe I'm right in saying, is our best decorated FEI level 3 judge. But it's not easy, and when you get to work with these guys, you realize just how much effort they put in. And Angela, that is, a mine of information when it comes to technology and these computers, as well as keeping a fair score for all our competitors. To the judges, have allowed Philip just that little bit extra time, which is fantastic to see, so he's not rushed at all in his warm-up. A reminder at this point, Nick Taliana is out in front with Aidsman on just the one fault, which was a time fault from the first round. So Nick has jumped 2 rounds with Aidsman for no jumping faults. Absolute standout performance. The man in the saddle is Philip Lever, currently in 4th with a billionaire NZHP. Oaks Van Dyke, wow, when it jumped the second fence in the first round, he went 2 meters above the wings. It was amazing. Philip Lever, Oaks Van Dyke. This combination then, the first of our clear rounds. All clear in the first. Using his skills, having the horse wait to the big vertical. Lets the horse land and get the 9, just the last. Great job, Phil. Our first double cleared. He will now go to the top of our leaderboard, and he is delighted, as so he should be. We now have a benchmark. It's all clear in 58.68. That is the time now to beat for the other competitors. All clear over 2 rounds of jumping. Great job, Phil Lever. Now, anyone that saw this first round, you would argue it was the standout round of the first. Her name is Olivia Hamoud. She is on point. She is international. She is world class. Yakala Casey. Not the start she wanted. Horse landed short. She got the 8. Now she gets her rhythm back. She's off. How on earth did that horse jump? Luck on her side. And look at her. Keep her cool. Yakala Casey looking at every fence. Get in there and jump that on the 9, she said. No one else could have this round. This is incredible. Oh, indeed. (63.18), not quite fast enough. 5.868 into second spot. Is there a rider in Australia that could have managed Yakala Casey better than that? I don't think so. Sticky to the first, added down the first line. Backed up everywhere. How the horse jumped the triple bar. If we were here all week, year, whatever, we would never know. Shouldn't have jumped it. Did jump it. Amazing. Melissa Blair and the great Zadora. Double clear is what we're looking for. All clear from the first round. Wow, that was delightful, the 7 and the curving 8. Now, Melissa Blair and Zadora supporters, where's your voice? Goes 10. Zadora pitches her forward. Everyone craning their necks. Oh my goodness, what a round. 61-8-9, what sport? Our followers in Latvia will be having a ball. All clear, 61-8-9. Gemma Crichton, 3 months with Alan 111Z. Philip Lever out in front, Oakes Van Dyke, all clear, 58-6-8, and Gemma was particularly fast in the first round. From Queensland, Gemma Crichton, Alan, 111. A masterclass, the first line, and comes inside to the triple bar. I know that roll of the cups, she keeps moving. Look at the game face. He's up for this. Gemma Crichton supporters urging her on. Even dogs. Nine strides in front of the VIP to 1.50 m. Great round. Gemma Crichton, she had a go, all right. 59. 59-6-2, just a one rail. And you know, Gemma was not hanging around, but still, when you put that in context, Phil Lever was a second quicker. He was not hanging around. Now, the Dobbins from Victoria have had a stellar show. They've been in the lineups or winning something every day. The winner of yesterday's Coolmore Futurity. He was particularly fast in the first round. It's Brooke Dobbin from Victoria, Gina, MV, NZ. And arguably had to wait in the 8. Opts to go round the triple bar. Being urged on, everyone's engaged here. What a brave horse and rider. Just ignored the wall and kept going. Unlucky. Everything was going so well, but that is show jumping, maybe a little sticky out of the turn. We'll talk to Brooke later and get his thoughts. Horse is okay. Brooke's disappointed. But he was having a go too. Ends with 8 faults over the 2 rounds. Now then, the man on screen has been described as the fastest cross-country rider in the world. He's Shane Rose. He's upset that he hasn't won a gold medal yet, and he hopes to try and put that right in Paris next year. He's won silvers, but not the gold. And this is a version of gold, winning this great class today, the metre 45 Shepherd Electrical. Would be a wonderful feeling. It would be a golden feeling. He's been at the top of his game for so long. Absolutely masterful production line of horses looked after with top management. The Rose family do know how to keep their horses going, and you'll see Virgil later in the day in the Grand Prix. So they were the third fastest clear from the first round, with Sarah Duggan and Phil Lever to come. He winds up, easy turn, as he moves up to this first fence out of the corner. Shane Rose, easy turn. Unlucky. Went the 8 and the 7. Would be a little green at this height, don't worry. This guy is an absolute master. Well done, Shane. One for the future. Easy turn. Remember that name. So, the stage is set. 2 riders to come. Phil Lever leads the class with Oaks Van Dyke. He's outlast with Phil Lever on Lomachenko. So Phil Lever and Oaks Van Dyke is third at worst. Sarah Duggan. Many of our viewers in the UK would remember this lady, and they would remember her winning classes. And this is her great mate. Sarah Duggan and Dublin all clear in the first round.
There's on course, 1 to Philip.
Unlucky. She absolutely does not ride for a place. Went like a scolded cat. 59.96. Again, in context, Phil Lever, Oaks Van Dyke leading the class at 58.68. He was very deceiving on Oaks Van Dyke, because Oaks Van Dyke was quicker than Sarah Duggan and Dublin. So now we know we have a winner under the banner of Phil Lever. He's won it at least with Oaks Van Dyke, or Phil Lever can do something special with the great Lomachenko. How does he play it? Well, we're about to find out. Lomachenko, a naturally fast-moving horse, but he comes in having done a great job at the office. He's already in pole position with Oaks Van Dyke. So the question is, does he give Lomachenko an easy ride on this great Sunday at Willinga? Or does he say, you know what, I'm going for first and second? All will be revealed. The last to go in this wonderful class, the Shepherd Electrical Mini Prix. It was billed as a spectacular. It certainly is. Last to go, Phil Lever, Lomachenko. Well, I'll tell you what, he set out to entertain us. He's gone wide now. Well done, Philip. Stands off at the last. But what we can do as he comes out is put our hands together for him, because a great day at the office has meant that on Oaks Van Dyke, Philip Lever has won the Mini Prix sponsored by Shepherd Electrical 2023. Well done, Philip. Great riding. 3 horses through to the second round. That takes a bit of doing. I believe I've got all the places, but I will just check with our learned FEI judge. And we will be back with the official placings very shortly.
We might move the start.
If you could move it up the back, then I can hang the...
Move it where, sorry?
Move this up, move the start up against the wall. I can hang the garland. We'll do it here.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, no.
Oh, rub on.
Rub on in the first place. Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. Charlene give you a mouthful?
Not a mouthful.
Yeah.
Oh, the bike came across, so we didn't realise it was like a fast.
But he already had A and B.
He did.
So our Victorian judge, Angela Hodgetts, and our level 3 FEI judge, Michael Archer, confirm our placings, and it's great pleasure for me to say that Phil Lever and Oaks Van Dyke have won the Mini Prix at Willinga. What a great ride this was. Into second, Melissa Blair and the great Zedora. A lot of our viewers will remember Zedora and look back with fondness on that horse. The round of 2 centuries. No one else in Australia could have got this horse. Nothing wrong with the horse, just a little green. Yukala Casey, but what a ride from Olivia Hamoud into third. Nick Taliana, an aidsman. Oh my goodness me, Nick will be nearly crying. That is a great result. Into fourth. Justin Wilkinson at home in Tamworth will be cheering the house down. Aaron Hadlow, Sarah Stiletto into fifth. Great effort from Gemma Crichton. Alan 111 into sixth. The young rider, Annalise Wansley, Star of the Future, and Texas into seventh. She had a real go. Sarah Duggan, Dublin into eighth. as did Shane Rose, easy turn into 9. Brooke Dobbin, Gina, MVNZ, 10th. And Philip Lever, Lomachenko, and same jockey, Billionaire, 11th and 12th. But once again, the major plaudits go to Phil Lever from Victoria and Oaks Van Dyke, the winner of our Shepherd Electrical Mini Prix. And we will be joining the riders for a mounted presentation very shortly. Once again, great thanks go to Shepherd Electrical for sponsoring the 1 meter 45 mini free. The winner for 2023, Phil Lever, Oaks Van Dyke. Philip having a great show here at Willinga, And to get 3 horses through into the jump-off was no mean feat. Great to see Zadora, Melissa Blair and Zadora in second spot. Olivia Hamoud, however you produced that round, will be here forever. I don't know. You did it. Great round indeed. World class. Olivia Hamoud in third. Yakala Casey. One of, can I say, emotional rounds of the day. It was brilliant to watch. Nick Taliana, aidsman, into fourth. Justin Wilkinson will no doubt be watching the live stream. He'll be so proud of his wonderful horse. Fantastically ridden by the jockey, Aaron Hadlow. Sarah Stiletto into fifth.
Thank you. I think your timing must be a time problem. When I came in the ring.
Gemma Crichton had a real go into sixth spot. Gemma Crichton, Alan, 111. She's been there or thereabouts the last 4 days. A young rider with a massive future. In seventh, Annalise Wanzi and Texas. UK viewers will no doubt remember Sarah Duggan. Never rides for second, this time into eighth. Sarah Duggan and Dublin. Olympian, eventer yes, but very much show jumping prowess. Shane Rose and Easy Turn into ninth. Angela Hodditz and FEI Level 3 judge Michael Archer with Shane as we move down the line. I don't think there's been a lineup at all without a member of the Dobbin family in. And here we go again. Brooke Dobbin, Gina MVNZ into 10th. And then we go back to Philip, 11th respectively with Lomachenko and 12th with Billionaire. 3 horses in the second round. As I said, no mean feat. So he's done it again. Phil Lever, Oaks Van Dyke in the first round. The horse number 2 fence, the yellow, that must have felt something special. Jumped about 2 meters high.
Yeah, this is a relative new horse for me. I think has a lot of ability. He's been a little bit tricky. He's jumped a lot of clean rounds, never really ever had to go fast in his life. But today he had to learn it. So I knew that I had Lomachenko at the end of the class, so I thought in the jump off I could try and put enough pressure on and knowing that I have one of the fastest horses in the country coming behind, I didn't have to take all the risk, but I did enough risk and it's just sort of paid off.
And Philip, we've got some new viewers on our live stream today. I introduced you before that you have in fact spent up to 15 years in Europe, now definitely entrenched at Treehaven in Victoria. But just for the new viewers at home, just give us a feeling about what it is like here at Willinga compared to what you've experienced overseas.
Oh, this is a world-class venue. Everything is designed for the best for the horses and riders. It gives a really good vibe here with the crowd and you know, we really hear everything out on the arena, which is fantastic. The horses are jumping amazing off the footing. You know, Terry Snow, he's not left anything undone, you know, like everything is just perfect.
Great words. And Phil, just finally, any sponsors or anyone we would like to acknowledge at this plate?
Oh, look, the girls in the stables, Chelsea and Strobe, have done an amazing job. All the girls at home, looking after all the horses at home while we can be away and do this. All of our sponsors and our owners, especially from all the horses, allowing us to be able to travel and do these good shows and chase the good competition. It only makes us better riders, and I'd like to thank all the other competitors for pushing everyone to be better, and putting on a really good class. And thank you.
Good on you, Philip. Once again, you speak very well. I think Lomachenko is deciding that he needs to go for a gallop. And so, Philip, please, with this lovely crowd in attendance at this great facility, would you, as tradition demands, please give us our lap of honour, the winner of the 1 metre 45 Shepherd Electrical Mini Prix, Phil Lever, Oaks Van Dyke, is the winner. Melissa Blair and Zadora into second. Olivia Hamoud, Yukala Casey third. Nick Taliana, aidsman, fifth. Aaron Hadlow, Sarah Stiletto into fifth. Gemma Crichton, Allen, 111Z into sixth. Annalise Wanzi in seventh with Texas. Sarah Duggan, Dublin was eighth. Shane Rose ninth with Easy Turn. Brooke Dobbin 10th. Gina, Envy NZ, and Philip 11th with Lomachenko, and Billionaire in 12th. As ladies and gentlemen, one more time, the winner of the metre 45 Mini Prix here, sponsored by Shepherd for 2023, Phil Lever, Oaks Van Dyke.